Yes, I was diagnosed with herniated disc and I suffered from chronic back pain for many years. I tried all kinds of medical treatments, including chiropractor and epidural shots, but nothing worked. I didn't get surgery because the feedback I got was really bad. No one was completely healed. They all had problems and many had multiple surgeries, and almost everyone still had back pain. However, after years of my own suffering, I did finally cure myself, and I'm going to explain exactly how I did it in this video. So hang with me because you're about to hear the real truth about back pain. What is a herniated disc? Here's what Google AI says about herniated discs. A herniated disc, also known as a slip disc or a bulging disc, occurs when the soft jelly-like center of an intervertebral disc, which is the cushion between the two vertebrae, pushes through the tough outer layer of the disc and is pressing on nearby nerves or the spinal cord. Now, I'm going to challenge part of that definition a little later in this video, but first, I also had the most common location of herniated discs, L5-S1. Maybe you also have that same location. L5-S1 is the location between the fifth lumbar vertebrae, which is L5, and the first sacral vertebrae, which is S1. Now, I've discovered some real problems with both their science and the reasoning behind the herniated disc diagnosis that we're going to go over in great detail. But first, let's look at the symptoms caused by herniated discs. Symptoms of herniated discs. Now, the Mayo Clinic's website explains the symptoms this way. If your herniated disc is in your lower back, you'll typically feel pain in your lower back, in your buttocks, the thigh, and the calf. Symptoms include pain, tingling, numbness, and weakness. And yes, I can confirm that those symptoms are exactly what I had. My doctors explained that I was the perfect candidate for surgery. I mean, how lucky for me. What are the chances? Causes of herniated discs. Now, Google AI says the causes of herniated disc are as follows. Trauma, like an accident or fall, except most people didn't fall. Lifting too heavy of an object, except most people didn't do that either. And age-related degeneration of the discs, except average age for surgery was 41. And that's not that old, or at least I hope it's not. So this is where the whole medical narrative starts to fall apart. Now, the Mayo Clinic also says this. Sometimes using the back muscles instead of the leg muscles to lift heavy objects can lead to a herniated disc. Twisting and turning while lifting also can cause a herniated disc. And rarely a traumatic event such as a fall or a blow to the back is the cause. However, most people can't pinpoint the cause of their herniation. In other words, nobody knows what's causing the herniation. It's really anybody's guess. But not knowing what's causing the herniation is not really the biggest problem. The biggest problem is not knowing what's causing the pain. That's what you really want to know. X-ray or MRI results. There's basically one way to diagnose a herniated disc, and that's by either an X-ray or an MRI. So they take a picture of the spine and make a judgment as to what that picture is showing. So let's stop right here. Let's make absolutely sure that what we're seeing on the MRI and what's being interpreted about what we're seeing is actually correct. I mean, your whole future is very dependent on a correct call here. It was for me. Back pain had been disrupting my career, my social life, my family, and my finances, and probably for you as well. But before I would agree to the surgery, I asked myself this very simple but very important question. How do they know that the disc irregularity is causing my pain? Yes, the MRI definitely shows the disc is herniated. That part is visible on the MRI. That part is clear. It's the next part of the diagnosis that I have problems with. The disc is pressing on nearby nerves or the spinal cord, causing the pain. Now, I've looked at dozens of herniated disc MRIs, and you can't see the nerves at all. They're too small, and that's a problem. And the spinal cord is near the herniation, but to me appears to have plenty of room. And that's really important. The fact that the herniation is pressing on the nerves or the spinal cord is not supported by anything other than speculation. And if the speculation is wrong, then the causation is not there, and the whole diagnosis unravels. In fact, the great Dr. John Sarno, who wrote the best-selling book, Healing Back Pain, says this about herniated discs pinching the spinal cord. If a disc were to actually pinch the spinal cord, then the patient would experience complete paralysis in a matter of seconds. In 2011, the New England Journal of Medicine published a herniated disc study that involved 200 asymptomatic patients who were completely pain-free and had never had any back pain whatsoever. Asymptomatic just means they had no symptoms. So in this study, the researchers did an MRI on each of 200 subjects. The results were very surprising. 58% of the subjects had at least one herniated disc. So 58% of all the people without any back pain had herniated discs. And so most people in general have herniated discs. So I see no correlation here. It would be like saying fire trucks cause fires because when you see one, you see the other. And the dismal success rates for back surgery would also support that herniated discs don't cause pain. The overwhelming evidence is that herniations of discs are, in most cases, of no consequence. So what is causing the pain? That's the million-dollar question. Well, the pain is actually being caused by, wait for it, negative emotions like stress, tension, and anxiety. Here's how that happens. Emotional tension activates the body's fight or flight response. Fight or flight tightens the muscles in the lower back, which in turn become chronically tight because we're chronically stressed, which then in turn becomes chronically painful. That's what's really going on here. The Mayo Clinic and back pain. So 99% of all chronic back pain is, when you really look at it, caused by stress and anxiety. In fact, here's what the Mayo Clinic's website has to say about risk factors for chronic back pain. Here's one of the 5 risk factors that they mention. Psychological conditions. People prone to anxiety appear to have a greater risk for back pain. Stress can cause muscle tension, which can contribute to back pain. Except stress doesn't contribute to back pain. Stress is the primary cause of almost all back pain. That's the truth that they don't want you to know. Why are they not telling us the truth? Now, the average income for a spine surgeon in the U.S. in 2023 is $844,000. Now, you do the math. It's not hard. They don't want us to know the truth that stress causes back pain because the pain industry would lose billions of dollars every year. So how do you cure lower back pain? I used a very effective healing formula that went something like this. Change your belief plus reduce your emotional tension plus increased muscle pliability equals completely cured in 30 days. In fact, I put together a free 6-minute workshop that explains this 3-step process and how we might help you if you need it. So click on the link below to go to our website at calmyourback.com, and there's a link below this video. And before you go, please hit that like and subscribe buttons, and thanks for watching.